Let's kick it off with the draft 2025. The Orcas had plenty of picks. They came bottom of the table last year. So they got the first cab off the rank. Let them know who was the opening number 1 draft pick.
It's, one of our USA stars, Jesse Singh. His game has really come a long way. I played him a while back in California. I believe it was like almost a decade ago, man. And, from that point on to seeing Jesse where he is today, props to the guy, man, for all the hard work he's done. Being a number 1 pick, I think there's no better person, I think, to deserve top draft honors, who's been putting in the work, performed for the team, and now MLC, going to Seattle Orcas. Can he bring his luck there? He's the only player in MLC to have won 2 titles with 2 separate teams in 2 seasons.
I think he's going to bring it to the Orcas. They did very well in this draft. They did very good with this pick. I think it's going to be great for the lineup. And along with Jesse, 2 other Team USA players join him, in the fold there. We have Stephen Taylor. He gets over there. That's going to be, we speculated who was going to be top of the order for the Orcas. There you go. Taylor, there's your opening batter right there to fill in Quinton de Kock's shoes. He's going to slip right in there next to Rickleton opening the batting. And then your mate Sai, he's there. Going to be their middle order batter there. Very good for the Orcas. And then, a bunch of names across the draft, a lot from the minor leagues coming into the fold, faces we hadn't seen. So it's good to have these new upcoming players, do well in the minor league, make their way to the MLC. It's good to see.
Absolutely. And we want to know from the viewers, have it up on my screen. Who do you guys think won this Major League domestic draft? Drop your thoughts into the comments. Adam mentioned that Orcas had the most picks and obviously the biggest budget to spend. They made most of these adjustments by bringing in 4 to 5 domestic players. Stephen Taylor, Jasdeep Singh was the number 1 overall. Sujit Nayak is another one, and then Shayan Jahangir. So they scooped up 3 USA players, and I think it's an effort to really change the culture and the DNA of the Seattle Orcas team, Adam, because they're obviously going after these USA international stars, who have done really well in the recent times. So you think that's good investment by the Orcas?
Oh yeah, their team is looking really solid. They almost encapsulate most of Team USA. Now they've got Jesse Singh, they have Sai, they've got Taylor, they got Harmeet Singh. That lineup looking really good. We said Quinton de Kock was opening the batting with Rickleton. He's moved on. We needed someone at top of the order there. Taylor's going to be that person to fill those shoes. And then, they've got the pace over there. Jesse's going to come in there, be an extra all-rounder. He's considered an all-rounder, probably a bowling all-rounder more than a batting all-rounder, but he's going to be great in there to score some runs. Even Harmeet, he's doing well. He batted at 3 the other day. So, they can both bat. They can both bat. So, in T20 cricket, you can be put in really any position to bat, as long as you're contributing to the total. Doesn't really matter where you're coming into the lineup, especially in T20s. Washington only picked up 1 person. The Texas Super Kings got a couple. San Francisco got a couple. I think the Knight Riders, MI New York, I think picked up a couple as well.
One name to talk about is Agni Chopra. He's an American-born Indian who's played most of his cricket in India, averages near 90. Probably wouldn't break through India's domestic setup, but coming into the draft with good numbers, and I think he's probably going to be a player to watch out for the Mumbai Indians side. For them, Tajinder Singh, Hunwarjeet Singh, and Sharad Lumba are the 4 picks by Mumbai Indians New York. The Seattle Orcas clearly won this domestic draft, and right behind them is, I think, Mumbai Indians New York. We had Knight Riders make 1 pick in Karthik Gattapelli. Texas Super Kings made a couple of really good picks in Stephen Wigg and Adam Khan, who's the youngster out of Florida, I believe. So looking forward to seeing him as well, alongside Sai and Faf du Plessis. And then we have Hamad Azam and Achilles Brown coming into the San Francisco Unicorns. Shout out to Achilles Brown. He's part of our reverse scoop community. Very talented player, and we're really looking forward to seeing him do some amazing things for San Francisco Unicorns. And then Washington Freedom with their sole pick, Abhishek Paratkar was their sole pick. So those were mostly the draft picks. There were 16 picks, that were made during this domestic draft.
We were speculating about the international players, and we did figure out this week that some of the international players just left on their own accord. They weren't really released per se, but Head and Cummins, 2 of the big names in the league, they just left their respective teams, the Freedom and San Francisco. They play a lot of cricket. No, they just left on their own accord. They play a lot of cricket. So it's going to the Australian team is going to probably clash a little bit with the MLC with their trip coming up in the West Indies. I don't know if that clashes with anything over there. It'll leave room for more more international players to come in. So we should see those soon with the internationals, who they pick up. That would be very interesting to see, who they can get. Because there's a couple of good names that are running around, the world right now that could get picked up.
I think so too. I mean, it's just going to depend on the budgets of these teams, and what they really need. Now looking at these complete lineups, and if we look at the roster lineups again for the Seattle Orcas, right now their 2025 roster: Ayan Desai, Cameron Gannon, Shayan Jahangir, Rahul Jariwala, Aaron Jones, Heinrich Klassen, Sujith Nayak, Ryan Rickleton, Ali Sheikh, Jasdeep Singh, Harmeet Singh, and Steven Taylor. I think they're going to fill up these squads with at least 4 to 5 more players. I think last year squads were close to 20 players.
Yeah, I think they maxed out. Earlier at 19. I think most of them average like 17 to 19 players. Draft looks good, and soon we'll have the international news. Probably closer to March, April, when we know when the international players are doing.
Yeah. I think they have some time, a few months to start building this roster. And most of these teams have a lot of good pieces. And now it just needs finishing touches to be able to add additional resources in whatever areas that they think they need. So, I think once a month or two, goes by, we're going to see more news and more pickups coming along, for these teams.